Hi, the purpose of this short video is to introduce you to chapters 8 and 9 so that you could see the role they play in the entire course. To begin with, I'd like to go back to the beginning of the course where we introduced the meaning of data. So chapter 1 was about the definition of data and the role that data plays in statistics. And we said that data are codifiable information, and that codifiable information, by that we mean it's information with a purpose, with a structure, and with a context. And we spent the later chapters, chapters 2, 3, and 4 particularly, talking about statistics. So in statistics, we said that statistics are numerical adjectives. And these numerical adjectives have as a role describing data. And since data come in two varieties by structure, categorical and quantitative, we spent chapter 2 talking about statistics for categorical data, and then chapters 3 and 4 talking about statistics for quantitative variables. Chapter 2, we talked about counts and percentages as statistics for categorical data, categorical variables in data. And then chapters 3 and 4 were statistics of center, of spread, of location. We also talked about the shape of data, and we talk about outliers. And these are basically statistics for quantitative variables. We also talked about statistics about association. And in statistics for association, we mentioned the correlation coefficient, and the simple linear regression model that yields regression statistics. And we did this for simple cases for two quantitative variables. So that was the purpose of chapters 3 and 4. Then we talked about uncertainty and risk. And uncertainty and risk are the concepts that allow us to explore the unknown. And measure it. And we learned that there are three metrics of the unknown: probabilities and expectations and deviations from expectations. So we spent the better part of chapters 5 through 7 talking about rules of probability, and models of probability. So those were the three first modules of the course prior to this, shall we say, pre-spring break. During this week and the following week, we're going to be talking about the next topic, which is sampling designs to achieve an understanding of populations samples, or of the unknown based on the known. And toward that end, we're going to be studying two chapters, chapters 8 and 9. In chapters 8 and 9, we talk about sampling and surveys. That's chapter 8. And experimental designs. And that's chapter 9. I hope that this brief introduction enables us to understand this fourth course ingredient. But it also should have a purpose, which is to answer the question as to why we need to study sampling and experimental designs in chapters 8 and 9. And the answer is because we're moving to the last stage of the course. We're moving to stage 5 of the course, which is about inference. Inference is the science of reaching conclusions and making decisions when all we have is limited information. Now, limited information, the word limited is loaded because limited could mean that we don't know how, for example, consumers are perceiving a product. So we need to learn how to understand the consumer's perceptions of a product in order to refine the product, or in order to be able to create the proper sales pitch for products to be sold. Or we need to better understand how people feel about certain subjects in politics or in society or some cultural values, so that we can understand how to make society better, or how to improve our cultural perspectives and our cultural approaches at problems that exist in our civil society. So anytime we don't know something, every time we suffer from uncertainty, and there are risks associated with that, we need to use the tools of sampling and of experimental designs to then study how it is that we can make things better. And that is the purpose of inference. And that will be the subject matter of the remainder of the course from chapter 10 to chapter 15. In chapters 10 through 15, we apply different forms of statistical inference in order to learn how to make good decisions, how to reach valid conclusions that are generally true, not just true in microenvironments that we get to study, like experimental settings or surveys that may or may not indicate, may or may not be generalizable. So that's the importance of the great importance of chapters 8 and 9. It is the bridge between what we have done so far and what we are about to do. I thank you for watching this video.